first female swimming gold medalist for 48 years when she stormed to victory in the 400-metre freestyle in the Beijing Olympics back in 2008. Look at her, she's so young. But she's special to us for another reason, because she taught our Brenda to swim. Please welcome Rebecca Adlington. Rebecca, it's so lovely to have you in the studio.
Thanks for having
me. Spent like the whole summer in your Paris studio doing the Olympics. How was it?
Oh, it was so much fun. It was so good to be back. Tokyo was quite difficult. Obviously, COVID times, we did it from a studio in Manchester. So to be actually live in Paris, the crowd were unbelievable at the venue. It was fantastic.
And you weren't breastfeeding a 6-month-old,
I was not breastfeeding this time.
Yeah.
Big difference this time. So, no, it was great.
Was it nice to just be free and to just enjoy the moment?
Oh, I literally was so emotional. I cried, I laughed, I cheered, I just went through the emotions with the athletes.
Do you know what? You could tell that watching on screen, that you were just, I don't know, in your happy place, doing what you do and doing what you love and watching other people do what you love in that pool. It really was incredible. And I feel like people have gotten to know you so much more, of course, since you first picked up your medal at the Olympics. And I feel like you have spoken up a lot more in the last couple of years when you've spoken about your miscarriages. Why did you decide to be so open and honest about that?
I think with my latest miscarriage with Harper last year, I was 20 weeks pregnant. I couldn't just go from having this big bump and kind of, I had revealed my pregnancy as well, to almost, oh, where's the baby and why hasn't she got a bump anymore? And it would have caused too much more speculation and too many questions. So I kind of was forced to. I've learnt my lesson and I won't be as public again, but it was one of those that...
You didn't have a choice, really.
I didn't have a choice but to kind of announce it. And actually, I'm really pleased that I did, because I think it's helped a lot of women.
I was going to say that, I think, you know, a lot of people have been through this experience and it's incredibly difficult. And I think it's really wonderful the way, you know, you say Harper is still in your home. You planted a tree in the garden for Harper, didn't you?
Yeah, we've got a cherry blossom in the tree. We've got her little handprints on the wall in the living room with the family. Albie in summer, they always go, Harper's my sister.
Really?
Like,
That's
even on holiday last week, there was a little chapel where we were in Greece and they lit a candle for Harper, and she's part of our family. She will always be part of our family, and we're able to discuss her now in a way that we're not in floods of tears, and that she can just be part of our family, which is nice.
Now, did your husband agree with you talking about it so publicly?
He did. I think we were lucky enough that we had counselling together through Petals, and I think having it together is really important, because sometimes it is a lot of... He was getting a lot of questions, how's Becky, how's this? And that was his child as well. And I think it's really important we acknowledge that, and it was important that we had the counselling together, that we both grieved in different ways, and we really knew how to support each other through it. He had to watch the love of his life going through giving birth and having such a horrendous amount of pain, and I would have much rather it happen to me than witness him go through that. So it was a very hard position.
And Rebecca, you blamed yourself. You blame... I mean, how did that manifest for you to blame yourself and your body for what had actually happened?
We have no reason why it happened. Obviously, a lot of people that it happened to, they could have had a car accident, or there's a rhyme or reason as to why something's happened, whereas there was absolutely no symptoms. I had no signs of it. We only found out by going to the 20-week scan. So it was something that was totally unknown. We had all the post-mortem, all the tests that I had done after, and they still can't tell us why it happened. So I think you naturally blame yourself. It's as much as we're parents, and obviously once that child is born, you have 50-50 responsibility over your children, don't you, as parents? Whereas for 9 months, that responsibility is yours as a woman. It's your job to keep that child safe, and my body couldn't do that. I couldn't do that for whatever reason. So I think it's only natural, and I just couldn't help but feel like I had done something, even though I know I didn't, because there was no reason for it, but I think it's just natural.
And as an athlete, you're always in control of your body. Well, you try to be. That's part of the training, isn't it?
Absolutely. And when something happens in your body that you can't control, that you don't know what's happening, it's very frustrating and very hard still to cope.
How do you put yourself in the mindset to go from that to being on screen to commentate on the Olympics? Because I thought, watching you on the television, you just came across so enthusiastic and 100% yourself. And you don't really see that with a lot of sports commentators. They just fill the airtime. But you
Say it says.
No, I think so. I think with you, because it was about a sport you had done and you knew everything they were going through, you communicated that so accurately.
Yeah, I think we all absolutely loved watching you. And where the other place we also loved watching you was you teaching our bee to swim. And I have to say, I didn't expect you to learn so quickly. You're a great teacher, Rebecca.
I had a very good student. She was amazing.
We were in the water, I think, for 4 hours.
We were in the water a long time. Long time.
But Rebecca was so patient with me, and she really broke it down and explained everything. And I'm really proud that I've kept it going. And I'm
So have you kept it going?
I've kept it going. I go a couple of times a week, and
that's
everybody's
good.
been like, "Oh, you've lost some weight." So I've gone from.
You look fantastic.
Well, I was dressed size 18 to 20, and I'm now in the 14 to 16
But it's
bracket.
not always about the weight, though, isn't it? You feel healthier.
I feel great.
And you
I feel
lighter.
feel energetic. I feel very light on my feet. Yes.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
so much,
And talking of
honestly.
swimming, you're also doing something, Rebecca, where you're highlighting that people look at the colour swimsuits they put their kids in. Why?
It's something I've never thought about. I obviously swam all my life, and I never looked at swimwear as from a safety element. I always just chose what I liked. I thought that was pretty, I'll wear that. And same when I've had my kids with my daughter Summer, she always wore brightly coloured stuff, pinks and purples and reds, etc. It wasn't until I had my little boy that everything was blue.
Yeah.
Everything was blue, and it was just like, oh, it's fine because blue's nice and whatever. And it wasn't until partnering up with On the Beach that actually we tested the swimwear, and you cannot see blue swimwear in water.
Of course you can't.
From a real safety element. If that sinks to the bottom of the pool, you will not spot them.
Right.
You will not spot
Wouldn't
that
even have
swimwear.
thought of that.
And it's
That's
so
incredible.
important, I think, as a parent that you highlight that because I take my kids to lessons, but my little boy is 3. He can't swim. He has to. We have to hold him still, and he used some armbands.
They always think they can swim, though. That's the danger, isn't it? They're so confident.
I think you've probably given us lots of us to think about because I would never have thought of that before. Rebecca, I could talk to you all afternoon, but we can't, unfortunately. Rebecca Adlington.
Thank you.
Let's still